This is why I feel like the Trey Hendrickson situation really makes absolutely zero sense. So, apparently, to Diana Rossini here, the Bengals offered Trey a 3-year, $95 million deal that did not guarantee money in the second year, but this would have been a $31.6 million per year, which is more than he is making now with his new extension at $30 million. So he would have made more money if he would have taken this deal, which I feel like makes no sense to me in the end. I guess he's banking off the fact of having a fantastic year, and then maybe like the Raiders or the Patriots gave him like a stupid $42 million a year for 3 years or something like that. I guess that's what he's hoping for, but this is not a bad deal. 3 years, $95 million. Like, again, I get it. He also, his biggest thing is he wanted it fully guaranteed, or at least as much guaranteed as possible, money in the second year. But it's just like, dude, I don't know. It feels like that's one of those things where it's like, if you feel like you're to yourself, I know I can go out there. I know I could produce for the next 3 years. I know I can do exactly what I need to do. Then you take that deal. But if you think there's a chance you could get injured, chance you could have problems, chance you could, get worse in your production value over the next 3 years, you don't take that deal. And I think that's what it comes down to. It's such a weird situation. I don't know how to feel. I'm still so weirded out by this is the conclusion we got for the Trey Hendrickson situation. I'm happy, beyond happy that he signed. I'm beyond happy he's on our squad this year and he's playing this year because we're going to go try to win a Super Bowl this year, right? And I think we can win a Super Bowl this year. And if Trey's on the squad, we're winning a Super Bowl. But it's just like, I guess I wanted so bad, and so many people wanted so bad for this contract situation to end with a contract like this, right? Where we might say, well, that's a lot of money, but we don't have to worry about this for the next 3 years, and Trey Hendrickson is a part of the Bengals for the next 3 years. Like, this is what we wanted. And instead, after this year, he's going to leave us and go somewhere and get stupid money. So, I still don't know how I feel about it, 31.6. It just came down to no guaranteed money in the second year, which they could not agree upon. They tried. They went back and forth, did everything possible. They could not agree on that. And according to Ian Rappaport, it was a $6 million difference. That's how close it was. But instead, we now have him for 1 year, and then he leaves. Which, again, we still could work out a new deal with him, don't get me wrong. There's still a possibility, but man, that's frustrating. I wish he would have accepted that deal. I really do. I feel like we would feel so much more comfortable if he was on a 3-year contract with us. I know it's a lot of money, and I get that, but if he has a record-setting year this year again, awesome. He's gone. He's goodbye. And now we have to hope and pray Shamar Stewart ends up being that guy, and I think he will be. But we have to really double down on that concept. And we have to hope Myles Murphy takes a step up. And then if Joseph Asai has a great year, he's gone. He's 26 at the end of this year. He's going to go get a big payday somewhere. So we're going to lose Joseph Asai. And then we also got to think about the Myles Murphy when it comes to the 5th-year option in a couple years. So, there's so many options. And we also have to pay Dax Hill. Because we picked up the 5th-year option, but we have to get that contract, starting to think about and worked on. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's one of those things where I am so happy we got the situation figured out and done with Jamar Chase, and we don't have to worry about that. That's such a stress reliever. Then we had the situation done with T. Higgins. We don't have to worry about that. Joe Burrow signed. We don't have to worry about that. And it was like the last domino was this situation right here. And I feel like in reality, I just feel like this contract we just gave him, or I guess not even a contract. We pretty much just said, hey, you're going to play on the extension you already had. You agreed to extension 2 years ago. You're going to play on that extension, and we're going to give you a little bit more money. 14 more million money. Like, that's all that was. We just said, we're going to give you more money to play on the same extension you already agreed on. I just feel like, we could have gotten that done earlier this offseason. And maybe we would have drafted different. I don't know. Probably not. But maybe we could have done something else. Maybe, it just, there's so many options, I feel like. Everything's a what if. And again, I don't want to sound like I'm not happy. I am beyond happy and excited that Trey Hendrickson is on the Bengals moving forward. It is the best thing ever that we have him this year. And I'm very excited to see what he can do. But it's just, I don't want to lose him, man. I don't want to lose Trey. And this is the situation we're in. Hopefully something gets figured out. Hopefully, it is what it is. Now, I will say, here's another factor. I do want to mention this as well. I don't think this is going to happen, but I'm going to put it out there. If we start off the year slow, right, and let's say we did hypothetically start off the year 0-2, calls are going to start coming in for Trey. And trade deadline's week 8, 9. So we start off, let's say we lost to the Brownies, Jags, Vikings. If we start off 0-4, they're going to start talking about trading Trey. So now that he's not on the long-term deal and he's only on the 1-year deal, this is also contingent based on how we're doing. If we're doing great before the deadline, yeah. But if we're doing very poorly, at that point I think Zach Taylor might just be fired, and then they're going to start talking about trading Trey away. Because you're going to try to get some capital back because of this situation, right? If he gets a 3-year contract and he signs it, you're not even talking about the trading Trey away. But because of that, if you have a bad season and our defense does suck really badly and awful, you're going to start talking about that. So just keep that in mind. But we still have $13 million in cap space. So we still have situational ships that we can do and get done. So we'll be fine. We'll be fine. I still think we go 11-6. That's my final prediction for us, is 11-6. Peace out.